Hey guys, I have a special guest here with me on the channel. It's Daniel, and he has just launched a new brand called Never and Again. Is that correct?
That is correct, Never and Again.
So we actually featured one of the fragrances in the last mystery box called Lackerli. How many did you end up selling to my followers?
There was a good dozen. In pretty short, in a short amount of time, yeah.
That's great. So it turned out to be my favorite, but I think when I sampled the fragrances prior to the fragrances being released, another one was a favorite of mine called Festival. So you just launched 6 fragrances. Let's talk a little bit about how you got your start, and also talk a little bit about, I guess you were watching videos and you came in for a sniff session in the studio. And yeah, tell me how you got into fragrances, because you come from the world of Hollywood filmmaking, right?
I came from the world of filmmaking. I went to film school. And to
I went to
USC.
film school too, by the way.
We both went to film school. I went to USC and studied screenwriting. Made a horror movie 2 years out of school. Then made a documentary. Then started writing screenplays and also comic books.
Wow.
And then...
That's a lot.
Yeah. And then in 2015, my daughter got sick. Was diagnosed with a brain tumor. That lasted for 5 years, and after 5 years, unfortunately, she lost that battle, and I couldn't write anymore. I just found that whatever I tried to do creatively, it just was not happening. Certainly no horror movies, but otherwise, or even anything that I tried to focus on for more than 5 minutes just was not happening. And so one day my son came to me and asked me about barbershop scents, and I said, I love perfumes, and always have, never really focused on it, but I always have since I was little. And I know that Maison Margiela at the time had At the Barbershop. Mm-hmm. So I got him At the Barbershop. That doesn't exist anymore, does it?
I think it got discontinued, sadly.
But at the time it still existed. I brought it to him and he said, well, Dad, something like that, but not exactly. What else do you have? And I was like, barbershops, perhaps. And then I thought somebody on YouTube maybe at some point had made a video about barbershop scents.
I've done so many of those videos.
Yes, as I discovered shortly thereafter when I went to YouTube and searched, and there you were, going on at length
Fougere.
about all kinds of barbershop scents. I also found out what a fougere was. I warmly remember the first time that you used the word flanker in a video, and I was like, what is that? And so it took me a moment to even realize what a flanker was. Like, that's how behind the times I was. But eventually I learned a lot from your videos. And then at some point you said, there's Essence, and I'm going to Essence. And I was like, great, now there's an Essence. What's an Essence exactly? I'll look that up too. So that turned out to be a pretty big deal in Milan.
So you were at the panel I did, the first panel I did, like 2 years after we started getting back to going to Exons.
Right.
But you were in the audience.
I was in the audience.
Because you didn't come up and say hi.
No, because I just wanted to see the guy whose videos I had watched for hours, which was not something
That's a bit creepy, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then I lied my way into a sniff session. Yeah.
So
no, but however, at that panel, on a less creepy note, at that panel, other than Sarah, there was also a gentleman who introduced himself on the panel and said, my name is Andreas and I'm a perfumer. And being a Swiss person myself, having grown up in Switzerland, I recognize a good Swiss accent when I hear it. And so
he's definitely Swiss.
Yes, he's definitely Swiss. And so there, I didn't have the stomach to introduce myself to you, but I did go introduce myself to Andreas. And that ended up being a pretty fateful moment. So we sort of hit it off right away. And I had these briefs for some scents. And I explained to him that I'd never made a scent before, but that I was a huge fan. And I had these briefs. And he said, I'll come by my lab in Zurich next week when I'm back. And so I did. And that's how it started.
And everything else is history.
And everything else is history, including me then coming to you. Right, for a sniff session.
Yeah, so he came in for a sniff session last year, March
of 2024.
And he brought in samples, and I got to smell them. And for me, Festival really stood out. But maybe Lackerli was not final? I don't know, but it didn't really stand out. And since featuring it in Mystery Box, I think it's so delicious. If you're a gourmand lover, you got to get your nose on this one. It's so good, and it's inspired by a famous Swiss candy or sweet.
Yeah, it's a cookie. I would call it a cookie. And I remember I brought the cookie
you
at
gave
the
me
time.
Some too.
You were not impressed, by the way. This cookie did not.
I don't know,
impress
but the
you
one you
least.
gave me in Florence, which I took to Elba Island and ate in the room, was quite delicious.
So if at first you don't succeed, try again. Is what we learned from this.
So anyway, you've got 6 fragrances. You just launched. You created them with Andreas Wilhelm. If you guys don't know him, by the way, he has his own perfume line called Perfume.Sucks, and he's done fragrances for so many brands. I think Gisada is one of the more popular ones.
He did Gisada, he's done Xerjoff.
Xerjoff, Père Noir. If you don't know Père Noir, he's done all the fragrances for Père Noir. Now for NVRNAGN. So we've got 6 fragrances we're going to talk to you about. As you can see, the bottles. He actually also brought in the designs. We were looking at the designs. So
I bought you a 3D print. I think at the time I had a plastic 3D print of the bottle.
So this is it. NVRNAGN. This is Reunion. We've got Deluge. They're all different colors, and we've got Paradis, and then Lackerli. Of course, you've already seen. I think the Lackerli color is spot on with the way the fragrance smells to me. This is Festival, inspired by a some music festival, and then this is Solitaire. So let's talk about them. How did you end up picking 6 fragrances that you wanted to do? Was it always 6 in mind, or were you thinking of 5 or 3?
We started with 4. We started with 4, and my first inspiration was when I really felt, not to make it too sad again, but when I felt like I really didn't have anything left. I was walking a lot in the rain. So when Andreas and I first talked about fragrances, making a fragrance that actually smells like walking in the rain and being able to take a deep breath was sort of my first thing that I thought maybe we could try and create. Because there are a lot of rain fragrances. Very few of them actually smell like rain to me. And so I think Andreas was able to make one. We came up with one, I think.
Okay.
And so Deluge was the first one that I had thought about. This one does smell hopefully like a walk in the rain. And this actually, Lackerli and Réunion were the ones that came a little bit later.
Oh.
Yeah.
So those are the last 2.
Those were the last 2, yeah.
Okay.
The original 4 are right here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So we're going to start them in order of how you have it categorized in your brand. Is that correct?
Right. We usually go from the lightest fragrance, to the heaviest. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with Reunion in the white bottle. And I think the bottle totally captures the smell for me. I get very soapy qualities from this one, but it's a floral and it's musky. It's green floral.
Yep.
So tell me what you have in the note. It's very soapy to me. It's also very clean.
This was the inspiration for this was a warm hug. It had my girlfriend at the time had left. Andreas and I were talking about fragrances. My girlfriend had left and then wanted to come back or wanted to try one more time. So this was supposed to be a fragrance that feels like a warm hug from somebody who you're trying one more time with a clean slate.
Okay.
So there's supposed to be cleanness, but also familiarity and warmth and a bit of hopefulness.
I see. Yeah, I like that a lot. I love soapy fragrances, clean fragrances. Sometimes, it's kind of subconsciously, you feel like really sweaty, dirty, or whatever. When you spritz on a clean fragrance, you get that clean feeling because it smells like soap to me. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
no, it definitely does. I think the Lily of the Valley. I think
this
has
Lily of the Valley. Yeah, Lily of the Valley. I think is a polarizing note. Personally, I really love Lily of the Valley, but some people associate it with grandmother, but
grandmother.
That's what I hear on comments, but
I
don't see it that way. It's a beautiful green floral that has very soapy qualities to me.
I get it though. My grandmother always smelled rosy, so when I smell rose, I occasionally get that association.
I don't get grandma from Lily of the Valley. It's just what I hear. So there are certain fragrances that do remind me of my grandmother, like L'Heure Bleu and Shalimar from Guerlain.
Because she wore it or because of the scent?
Her bathroom smelled like it. I never smelled it on her, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, this is quite soapy and clean. So are we dealing with eau de parfum concentration?
They're all extra.
These are extra.
Yeah.
And what kind of concentration are you using?
20, between 25 and 27.
Wow.
Depends on it.
So that's quite strong, potent. All right, so we tried Reunion. Let's go for Deluge next. Tell us a little bit about Deluge.
So Deluge is that walk in the rain, that trying to take a deep breath while walking in the rain in the city.
Okay.
It has concrete, it has green aspects, it has a bit of sakura blossom.
I can smell concrete.
Yeah, it is definitely meant to be an urban rain.
It smells like when it's raining outside. Yeah. And it is raining today.
It is. It was on and off. I actually got caught in there on my way here.
So I'm experiencing your fragrances a lot differently today. I don't know why. Is it the rain?
My presence. Or the rain. Either one works.
So these bottles were produced in June. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the maceration most likely.
Yeah,
right,
these have been sitting and macerating. That is definitely true, guys. If you have issues with some of your fragrances, let them sit for a while, because these are a lot more vibrant. But there's something marine in here, do you think? Is that the like?
So we had that conversation. It's so if any of you guys have experience with cologne and cascalone and the difference between them, two Firmenich molecules, I believe. Cologne has been around for longer. He famously cannot stand it.
Yeah, I'm starting to smell it all of a sudden.
The cascalone is meant to take some of that effect. Or lessen some of that effect. So we actually switched it after our conversation when I was here the first time. We went from cologne to cascalone, and I think it has less of the effect, but to somebody who's sensitive to it, which I think not most people are, but some people really are, and so it is.
Yeah, this actually, it's not as bad on the strip, but I think on my skin, I think that cologne will really pop.
The cascalone.
Oh, the cascalone.
Yeah, there's no more cologne.
Oh, so you replaced it with cascalone.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I see. I thought you were using both to cover up the cologne with cascalone.
No, we just removed the cologne and put in cascalone instead.
But you know what? Honestly, when you first sprayed it, it smelled like the urban smell, like the concrete and very wet, rainy experience. It just is getting a little bit of that.
It has a cooling. I think it has sort of a cooling effect too, which is what we were looking for.
Okay. So that is Deluge. Where did you come up with the name Deluge, and what about Reunion?
A deluge is like a heavy downpour in French.
Okay.
Actually, in English too, I believe it's used too, not frequently. But if you ever come across an NYT crossword puzzle, you might find the word deluge on there.
Okay.
Heavy downpour.
Okay.
And réunion means reunion, so that's just two people trying to get back together.
You're right. All right. So we now have Paradis, which is in this kind of beautiful candy-colored bottle. Are we going to get candy with this one?
We're not going to get candy.
So tell us a little bit about Paradis.
Paradis was just a perfect moment. I don't think we have too many, or at least I haven't had too many of those in my life. But this was one moment where I was in Hawaii, slightly hungover in the morning, walked out, sort of stumbled more so out into the warm ocean, which was beautiful. And then it started to lightly rain and a double rainbow formed. And I had never seen that before. There was just one rainbow from the island into the ocean and one from ocean to infinity. And it was warm and beautiful, and the breeze was sort of carrying the smell of the plumeria and the plants, and also the volcanicness of the island. And I just thought, this moment is just perfect. And then it ended, and as moments do. And so this was an attempt to capture that moment and keep it more present.
No, I am getting candy. There's a fruitiness. There's a major fruitiness here.
There is major fruitiness.
Which is what's giving me a bit of a candy effect. It's sticky, not necessarily very uber sweet, but the fruitiness is tart. So it's giving me a sweet tart kind of a candy, almost candy vibe. Which is also got I think there's amber woods behind there as well too.
There are. So there's guava, lychee, and a little bit of passion fruit in the opening.
Okay.
And then we have volcanic soil.
Okay.
And we have...
I get that.
Yeah, and we have a little bit of marineness.
Oh,
maybe.
You have marine notes in here?
I'm not
picking it up.
He's not picking it up, guys.
I picked it up in the previous, but not in this one.
A great win.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an attempt at doing a freshie that's a little bit atypical.
Okay. But here we have my favorite, which, originally didn't start out to be my favorite, but it's become my favorite. This is Lackerli. Any gourmand lover is going to enjoy this one. What are the notes breakdown? What's the notes breakdown for this one?
Yeah, here a lot is going on. So there's nutmeg, there's clove.
So it's quite spicy.
There's a bit of honey.
Okay.
Well, I think that's where you get some of those, what you talked about, the sort of more savory,
There's a bit of sweet and savory characteristic, yeah. Ooh, I love that smell. It's like autumn in a bottle, pretty much.
It's very today, this scent, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It matches the weather
That's going
perfectly.
to be your popular fragrance, I think. I don't think Festival will be as popular as this.
As this one?
This will be a big seller. And obviously, if you sold a dozen bottles through the mystery box, then I think you've got a winner on your hands.
It will do well once it makes its way into the mainstream.
Yeah, I think so. No, but it's good. It's good. It's it's got a lot of sweet, honeyed, caramelly touches. It's got spices, and I'm getting like crackery, salty, crackery kind of touches in there as well. And I think you've captured the taste of the Lackerli here in perfume form, because I also get a little bit of licoricey touches.
Yeah,
which the Lackerli has.
It does. It does. It's not necessarily a cookie that you'll sympathize with, possibly right from the first time you eat it. It's a little bit of an experience that takes a moment, as it did in your case too, actually. But I think then it's different from most other cookies. It's not something it's something a little unique.
It's totally unique.
Yeah.
When I was eating the cookies, it gives me the holiday vibe. Almost like a fruit cake in cookie form.
Yeah, I can see that. And they do actually make Lackerli that are enriched with different fruits.
Oh, okay.
Sort of like a panettone type situation.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say. It's giving me panettone vibes, but much more, like in the Lackerli, it's a lot more intense with the spices, whereas in a panettone, it's a lot more bread with some spicy fruitiness thrown in. So,
and this has a cinnamon glaze too. That white glaze on top. White cinnamon
I remember.
Glaze, I think is so pretty, and that's I think why it needs the sugary. It needs that sugariness.
I think I actually saw some Lackerli at Trader Joe's yesterday.
Really?
I think so, unless it was something different.
Wow, now I'm gonna have to go check.
Anyway, but that's good, guys. Definitely, if you're looking for a new gourmand, check that one out, because I think it's so yummy. Definitely did a good job on that one. We'll have to thank Andreas. So the next one is called Festival. So Festival is a kind of a dark bottle, but there's purple in there.
It's purple, not super visible, but against the light you can see it has a really beautiful purple color.
There it is.
Yeah.
So tell us about Festival.
Festival is that moment at a concert when the opening acts are done playing and you're standing there waiting for the main act to start playing. There's probably a DJ and the lights are on, and then the lights turn off, the DJ stops, and everybody knows what's about to happen. And there's that collective sort of moment of euphoria of knowing what's coming next. That's what we're trying to capture.
To me, I like the idea of being like in a concert hall, and you know how it's always cold and a bit foggy in there. That's kind of what I get with the smell. It's gray, and between the two acts, I guess waiting for one, and there's not much movement because the act before has gone, and there's this like fogginess in the air.
It has stage smoke, so that's definitely one of my main ask from Andreas was let's do stage smoke.
Okay.
And then we have some whiskey cola.
Oh,
leather.
This is good. This is a good one.
Vetiver and some cardamom. Yeah.
This is actually probably the most masculine I see here. Yeah,
I'd agree.
And for me, my three favorites are the last three. I mean, I like the reunion with the soapiness, but for me, the strongest are Lackerli, Festival, and Solitaire, which is the last fragrance. But Festival is really good, really, really great. If you like the color gray and you want to smell it, that's the fragrance to get. It smells great to me.
I can see why.
Yeah, lovely. So how many times did you try these fragrances? Were you successful with the first mod, second mod, third mod, 10th mod, 100th mod?
We did quite a few. Well, luckily not 100th. Otherwise, I don't think Andreas and I would be friends anymore. But that would have been overkill, I think, for both of us. But we went definitely through 8 or 9 mods per scent. Okay. And in the case of when we removed the Calon, we removed the cologne from 3 fragrances, not just from one.
Oh, this one too.
Yep, and this one too.
Oh.
So
I did tell you, I just remembered he when I was smelling them, I got a lot of cologne in several of them.
I believe the exact wording at the time was, now it smells like that. Now my arm smells like dead seaweed. So I knew something had to change. Otherwise, I had a problem on my hand potentially if somebody else was as sensitive to cologne as you are. And I did run into 2 more people who had the same reaction. And so it's not
just me then.
No, it's not just you.
Okay,
no,
good.
No. It was a relief to me as well, actually.
Okay, good. So the feedback was good then.
The feedback was perfect. No, I was really very grateful.
All right, then the last fragrance is Solitaire in this beautiful deep red, blood red color or fiery color. So tell us about Solitaire.
That one has a funny story. So that one, when I was young, I liked going to clubs. Sort of before my guy friends enjoyed going to clubs and dancing, I went there by myself. And I was too young to drink. I was 15, 16 years old at the time. But I would go by myself and be quite nervous about going. And so I thought I wanted to make a fragrance for that moment, something that I wish I would have worn at the time to sort of make me feel more confident and at ease. And so this is...
It's boozy and coffee, I think,
It's
right?
boozy and coffee because occasionally
So
at the time, it was coffee martini time.
Ah.
And at coffee martini time, sometimes somebody
I do
left
get that.
Yeah, somebody left their coffee martini on their little table sometimes and disappeared to whatever they were doing after the club.
Okay.
And that was when, and I can say that now, I guess, since I'm no longer 14 or 15 years old, the 14 or 15-year-old me was like, oh, if they're gone, maybe I can take a little sip. But really, I always loved dancing. I loved the anonymity in that togetherness. Everybody dancing together. You're by yourself, but not alone.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
And that was what I think also what this fragrance was supposed to be for me.
That's good. It's smelling much better. All your fragrances, now that they've been sitting here in the dark, cool, dark, dry space, they have really come alive.
Yeah, so this one is, you smell the coffee and...
I get coffee martini, like you said. Really.
But do you sense do you smell one of your favorites in there?
One of my favorites. What?
I've watched all of your notes videos. I know what your favorites are.
Chocolate. Is there chocolate in here?
No. He said chocolate.
There's got to be something chocolatey in here.
It's a chocolatey patchouli.
Okay. Oh, it's patchouli. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good. Let's spray that one on because I haven't worn that one yet. I have worn the Lackerli because I really love it, but I've found a new love for this one.
I'm delighted.
Oh yeah, totally.
Is it more patchouli on your skin?
A little bit more. Yeah, for sure. Wow. Okay. Oh yeah, it's getting deeper.
What a bit of maceration won't do for you.
So this one also has a little bit of a toasty kind of crackery something in there, like a cookie.
It has a bit
way in the back.
It has a bit of tequila and definitely has warm amber in the base.
Wow. Okay. Well, great collection so far. So what's next for you? Are you at any retailers yet? I know you're selling at your website.
We're selling on my website, and we're going to talk. We're now very seriously going to talk to retailers since we're now able to deliver. We're going to Polaris here shortly, to Sweden to a show, and then should be at Exons in June.
So you are exhibiting in Exons.
Yep, but that's the plan. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
First outing. But for right now, on neverandagain.com, all of them are available. And now also, I think starting next week, also the tester kit, the discovery set.
Discovery set.
Yeah.
So you'll have discovery sets of the fragrances.
Of the 6 fragrances, yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
I want to thank this guy because he made a huge difference, and with his videos that it inspired me to be able to think that maybe perhaps I could make fragrances, and here we are. So I'm really thankful for your videos that are not short form, that are not quick, but that really taught me a lot.
Great. Thank you.
Really
I'm happy that you launched. Launching a brand takes a lot of time and energy and a lot of money. So you're actually doing it. So congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Guys, if you want to check out any of the fragrances, especially now that he's got a discovery set, is the discount code on the discovery set as well apply? Or is it just on bottles?
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a discount code for the bottles. All information is in the info box. Check it out if you want to find out more about the fragrances. But again, really wonderful fragrance here. Lackerli, Festival, and of course Solitaire. Those three are my favorites. And then if I want to add one more, it would be Reunion. Sadly, the ones with the cologne-like notes are at the bottom. But everybody has different tastes.
Yep.
So check them out. And thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, list below, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.